Going back to well, let me start again. That was a bit shady, a bit weird. Hello, people of the YouTube world. Yet again, this is another episode of The Inebriologist. Yeah, so this week, time for a double IPA, I think. So a nice, hefty, sort of high-octane beer, I think. You know, something with a lot of hops whacked into it. Something quite floral and fragrant will be lovely. Yes, it seems that we've got, again, you know, in the UK, we've got the rare occurrence where the sun has come out for about 5 minutes. Because the sun has come out for about 5 minutes, I really do fancy a summer beer, something with a bit of punch and a bit of hops to it. So yeah, so I'm going to take full advantage of this 5 minutes. The clouds have passed for a little bit, and yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy this beer. Yeah, so the beer I'm going to be reviewing this week, there we go. So it's Wander Beyond's Emerald Silk Double IPA. So that's the information on there. Wander Beyond Emerald Silk DIPA. And it's coming in at 9% ABV, so it's 440ml can. Yeah, it's a nice sort of sipping beer, I think. But yeah, looking forward to this. I haven't tried any of the sort of pale beers from Wander Beyond as of yet. The only Wander Beyond beers I've had are a couple of their stouts, their imperial stouts. But yeah, looking forward to this actually, to see what this is about. Without further ado, time to get into the glass and see what we've got. Yeah, I've gone for my funny looking Belgian Le Chouffe glass. So, without further ado, time to pour. Oh, Jesus! Oh, for goodness sake. It's sacrilege to lose beer, even if it is literally minuscule amounts of beer, you know, but I may lick the table later. Yeah, so with this beer, really clear actually. There's a lot of clarity to that. It's a really nice sort of welcoming, golden, lemony sort of colour to it, which is really lovely actually. I think because the amount of sort of IPAs and stuff I've been having lately, you know, they've all seemed to have been really hazy, typically more like the New England style IPAs. For some reason I just thought this was going to be really hazy, but I think again it's just me thinking that, you know, any IPAs I've had lately, they're just going to be really hazy, and I've just gone for New England style ones. So, but yeah, I'm glad this is just like, you know, it's just a nice crystal clear beer. It might be a little bit different when you get down the bottom of the can, because it's going to have the sediment in there, so you will have a little bit of natural haze, but nothing to the degree where you get with New England style IPAs, because they are meant to be quite thick and cloudy, you know. Yeah, there's quite a tall head on it, but now it's kind of like dissipated a little bit now, so it's like about a finger's worth of a head. Really nice creamy white sort of colour to it, you know. Time to get a smell on it, I think, and see what we've got. And I almost, even by swirling it, almost went out of the bloody glass. So time to get a smell. Oh, chewy hops. That's a mad amount of hops in there. That is really pungent. I wouldn't go as far to say really piney or anything like that. It's like those really chewy, sticky hops that you get in just an amped up double IPA, you know. Whereas the New England style IPAs I've been trying recently, they've been more like really piney and grassy and you know, sort of tropical. Whereas the hops in this are just really sort of sticky, resinous smelling hops, if you know what I mean. That may sound a bit strange, but this is more of like a classic sort of IPA smell, rather than the smells where you get like really tropical smells like from New England IPAs. Yeah, this is jam-packed full of hops. And it smells really sweet as well. Smell like that sort of grapefruity smell in there, you know, which you get with a lot of different hops, will tend to have that sort of background sort of smell to it, but really sweet smelling anyway. Yeah, and you can definitely smell the booze in that as well. So that's a 9% beer, and it's quite prominent with the smell of alcohol in that. A little bit of caramel, citrusy, definitely a citrusy smell to it as well. But yeah, sort of that sweet, sort of caramelly sort of smell is definitely there. Without further ado, time to actually have a taste of this. Cheers, everybody. Pinky. I really wasn't expecting that. Definitely smells like a proper double IPA, like a really sort of strong, full flavoured double IPA with, you know, like those like really sort of punchy hops there. On the taste, it tastes more like a Belgian blonde, like a really strong Belgian blonde. I'm not sure why actually. I don't know if it's because of the malts in there, you know, because it's really caramelly, so the amount of malts they put in is probably quite a lot anyway. But yeah, it's got that slightly earthy, yeasty, bready flavour to it as well, you know, which I always associate with Belgian beers, or Belgian blondes in this case. But yeah, that's tasting more like a really strong Belgian blonde. Yeah, I just didn't expect that sort of taste with it, you know. Oh, sorry, that was my speaker going there. Yeah, I just really wasn't expecting that on the taste. I was expecting it to be a lot more sort of floral, I suppose, when it comes to hops. And it's definitely got this sort of like syrupy quality to it, so it really does coat the inside of the mouth. I can taste, yeah, I like the bitterness at the back as well, so as it goes down you can taste it right at the back there. As the flavour sort of dissipates, it's left with like this really, I think it's like an earthy sort of flavour really. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like as if it's like a beer which has been left in the bottle for quite a long time. It's like an oldish sort of taste about it. Very reminiscent of like really strong barley wines, because barley wines, they tend to be sort of aged, and you can sort of age them for quite a while. After you've tasted a barley wine that's been aged for a while, it does have a really sort of oldish sort of quality to it, which I find fascinating. So yeah, I don't know how they managed to do it in this, but as you can see, yeah, the head is completely gone there now. I would treat this more like Belgian blonde, like a really strong Belgian blonde. The thing is with Belgian blondes as well is that they, even though you can taste like there is hops in there, but Belgian blondes are very malt forward beers, whereas this one, you know, this one's like still got a punchiness of the hops, and usually the carbonation with Belgian blondes is through the roof, whereas this one, there's hardly any sort of carbonation with that at all. It's literally very, very still now, but yeah, so it's not too bad actually. So the score I'm going to give this beer this week, I'm going to give it a 4. Well, this is the thing, it's in between, I think it's in between a 3.75 and going on to a 4 out of 5. Just for the reason being that it is very heavy to drink, because it's a double IPA, you know. I've had strong beers like this before, but they've tasted much like, you know, they've just been lighter beers to drink, whereas this is quite a heavy beer to drink. So as I said before, with that syrupy sort of quality to it, you know, it's quite a struggle to drink by the time you get down to the bottom of the can. As far as the flavours go though, the flavours are great. The sweetness is not too bad. For me, maybe it is a touch too sweet, but you're going to get that with these malt heavy sort of double IPAs anyway. But yeah, it's funny how it tastes more, or it reminds me more of a Belgian blonde rather than a double IPA. From my experience anyway, is that because I think I've probably drunk enough Belgian blonde beers now to know like a lot of the different flavours that are in it, and this is quite similar to a lot of Belgian blonde beers out there. After a bit of a taste of it as well, a little bit of an alcohol burn, but it's not that sort of overpowering, you know. It's probably more overpowering on the smell. Yeah, it's just a little bit too heavy for me, that's all. But yeah, this is the first double IPA or pale beer that I've had from them. I've tried a couple of the stouts before, but yeah, I think I prefer the stouts more than with this when it comes to balance of flavours. So, but yeah, but still good beer nonetheless. So yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for more beer videos. I shall see you very, very soon. Iechyd da.